Hello, my people. Good day to you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for tuning in every single day to listen to me on Daily Mind Shifts. My name is Michael Ojola from Mindset Transformation Africa, and on today's episode, I want to talk about sales. Most people that you ask about sales, they will say, I don't like selling, but today you need to understand that we sell every fucking time we sell. Let me anchor today's episode on this statement. Everything in life is about selling. Either you'll be influenced by them or they will influence you. Everything in life is about selling. Either you'll influence them or they will influence you. That is what I want you to know. I know. For some of you, the word selling immediately made you cringe. Maybe it brings images of sleazy pitches, fake smiles, pressure tactics, or being asked if you want fries with that. Do you understand? I get it. But take a deep breath, because that is not where we're going. When I say everything in life is about selling, what I'm really talking about is influence. And here is the key. Either you are doing the influencing or you are the one being influenced. So today, we are going to reframe what selling truly is. And by the end of this episode, I want you to walk away empowered, not just to be a better communicator or persuader, but to be someone who understands the power of their presence, their words, their ideas. That is what I want us to get into today. Let us strip this down to the bones. See, at its core, selling is this. Selling is the ability to transfer belief, conviction, or emotion from one person to another. That is the core of selling. The ability to transfer belief, conviction, or emotion from one person to another. And if you think about that definition, then you will quickly realize that selling is not limited to boardrooms, sales calls, or retail counters. No, it is in parenting, it's in pastoring, in teaching, in dating, in dreaming, in leading, in living. It is everywhere. You sold someone when you convinced them to try that new restaurant. You were sold when a friend talked you out of a bad decision. Every day, you are either persuading or being persuaded. Whether you are telling a child to eat their vegetables or go to bed, or you are pitching a vision to a team, you are selling. And here is the big shift. Selling is not manipulation. It is influence. Selling is influence. Manipulation is coercing people to do something for your benefit, often at their expense. Influence is inspiring people to do something for their benefit and often for yours. Influence is all about win-win, while manipulation is all about only one person will win from that particular interaction. So every conversation is a little crossroads of influence. Either you bring clarity or you adopt someone else's confusion. Either you plant purpose or you inherit someone else's fear. That's what you need to think about anytime you interact with people. It sells. See, let's say you walk into a room full of people, maybe at work or at a party or in church. You're not trying to sell anything. You're not trying to push a product. You're just there, all right? You're just there. But guess what? The moment you walk in, you are already communicating something. With your body language, with your attitude, with your posture, with your energy, you're already communicating. So many of us are unaware of what we are subconsciously selling to the world. Some of us are unintentionally selling low confidence. Some are selling don't talk to me vibes. Some are selling I'm open, I'm kind, I'm growing. And some are just selling confusion. See, you don't need a product to sell. You are the product that you are selling. Your beliefs, your energy, your ideas, your presence, you sell. You sell when you speak. You sell when you listen. You sell when you show up. And even when you don't show up, you sell. And the danger is this. If you don't know what you are selling, you might end up selling something that works against you. Let me repeat that. If you don't know what you are selling, you might end up selling something that works against you. You might be selling doubt when you want to sell confidence. You might be selling hesitation when you need to sell conviction. You might be selling confusion when you need to sell clarity. That is why self-awareness is your first sales tool. You need to be self-aware. Let me hit you with this truth bomb. People don't follow the best speaker in the room. They follow the one who believes what they say. People don't follow the best speaker in the room. They follow the one who believes what they say. Conviction beats charisma every single time. See, you don't need to have the fanciest words. You need to believe in what you're saying. If you're talking to your kids, your team, your partner, your friend, what sells is certainty, not perfection, certainty. Conviction lights a fire in your words. Conviction is when you speak not just to people, but from something that is deep within you. So, before you go trying to convince someone else today, let me ask you, have you sold yourself first? Have you sold yourself on your purpose? Have you sold yourself on your vision? Have you sold yourself on the value that you bring? Because if you have not, trust me, no one else is buying it either. See, some people think to be influential, they have to talk louder, longer, or dominate the room. Oh, believe you me, I thought of like this some times ago, but that is not influence. That is insecurity wearing a megaphone. Real influence is quiet confidence. It's speaking when it matters, with words that matter. It is not just what you say, all right? It is how you make people feel when you say it. Influence is when people walk away from the conversation thinking deeper, feeling lighter, or acting better. So don't get caught up trying to be loud. Be clear, be honest, be valuable. That is influence. That is what people buy into. Let's bring this home. So to something personal, and that is our relationships. Whatever form of relationship we're in, our relationship. See, every healthy relationship is a two-way scale, all right? It's a two-way sale, all right? You're selling to both sides. You're constantly selling your love, your commitment, your trust, and the other person is doing the same. When relationships break down, which they often do, it is often because one or both parties stopped selling, stopped showing up with intention, stopped transferring belief, stopped providing value. See, now I'm not saying you should sell your worth to someone who refuses to see it. No, but I'm saying never stop being intentional about what you are offering in the relationship. Ask yourself, what am I selling in my relationships? What am I selling? Am I selling safety? Am I selling encouragement? Am I selling honesty? Or am I selling fear, silence, or resentment? Here's a paradox that I believe will change your life. The best sellers talk less and listen more. Why? Because real selling is not about convincing. It is about connecting. You cannot influence someone you don't understand, and you cannot understand them unless you listen. Ask questions, all right? Get curious. Dig into what they value, what they fear, and what they hope for. People often open up to those who make them feel seen, not necessarily preached to. So if you want to influence your kids, your spouse, your friends, your co-workers, your clients, try listening to them. All right? Try listening them into transformation before you talk them into it. You listen them into transformation. They will feel it in their soul. Even in your silence, you are still selling. In the way you carry yourself, you're selling. In the way you walk into a room, you're selling. In the way you respond to conflict, you're selling. In the way you handle pressure, you're selling. You're either selling confidence or you're selling collapse. You're either selling peace or panic. You're selling clarity or confusion. That is why you must be intentional, not accidental about your influence. Here's a warning for you today. If you don't influence the room will influence you. That means if you're not anchored in your value, you will adopt someone else's value. If you're not clear about who you are, the culture will sell you a new identity. You don't need to be aggressive, but you need to be aware. Walk into the room ready to lead, not control, but lead. Lead with love, lead with light, lead with wisdom, lead with understanding. For heaven's sake, don't walk in unarmed, all right? Because life is a negotiation. and the louder voices win when the wise ones go silent. Go out today and